CVs that we currently receive at the moment at New Frontiers are varied. They come through in Word and PDF format. Best CVs for us to work on are Word format, so we do ask all candidates if they can rechange their CVs into a Word format, as we do take out all personal information of a candidate, which can be quite challenging from a PDF format. We also get CVs that come through, and sometimes some great candidates forget to actually bullet point their skills, which is hard for us to pick up on, obviously, unless we give the candidate a call. We don't want to miss out on candidates applying to positions, so I would advise all candidates read the job before you apply for it and bullet point your skills that match up to the client's requirements as well.
Candidates seeking leisure jobs should always remember to put all the destinations that they have personally visited, travelled. It is so important, and for so many roles I'm actually currently recruiting for, I work very closely with one of my clients, and they constantly looking for people very well travelled, with great sales skills, but they don't actually need to have previous travel industry experience. So that is very important from my side, from my point of view.
I would say most importantly, always put your most recent job at the top, because I think people often look over CVs like that because you just see the job they've done, I don't know, back in the 90s or something, and you're like, oh, that's not relevant. And always put your work history first and your education after that, because I think work history is, especially in the travel industry, is probably one of the most important things. Make it a really clear format, don't make it too fancy, too hard to read, anything like that.
With candidates, have to bear in mind that their CV is actually their entry into a client. I mean, clients will receive several CVs, so they literally will scan these CVs, and if it's not jumping out at them, the keywords, they may be dismissed even though they have the relevant experience. So my advice to candidates is, look at the actual job spec or the actual role that's being advertised. Look at your CV as well before you send it. Tailor it if you need to. Also, your travel portfolio is very helpful, because obviously that shows clients where you have been to, which displays product knowledge. Also, in terms of your experience, do put it on the CV. There is a myth that CV should only be 2 pages long. Even if the CV is 3 or 4 pages long, but covers the main points, that is essentially what's going to help secure an interview.
Well, the CV is a selling tool. For me, I need to see what's going on. Keeping it up to date is essential. With your latest job, if you're available for work, if you're going to be leaving a contract, have it all written down, so that it makes it so much easier for the recruiter to do what they've got to do for the person.
So what we look for in a business travel CV is GDSs, as long as they've got the Galileo, Sabre and Amadeus on there, they're key points that clients will look for. Also the profile, giving a bit of information about themselves, always making sure you bullet point all your points throughout your CV so it's nice and clear for the client, as they don't get a lot of time to read CVs. Also, just think that the client doesn't know anything about you, so the more information you can put on it and what you're doing day to day, the better. So if you're dealing with financial accounts or whether you're dealing with media accounts, then put that on your CV. Whether you're working in an in-plant or out-plant, put that on your CV. Whether you've got any languages, put that on your CV. So the more information, the better. Some of the CVs don't actually have the skills on the CV, such as GDS, Sabre, Amadeus, Galileo, or even having business travel consultant on it or business travel in it at all, and having account executive or executive consultant. So this makes our job very hard to try and find people in searches.
The key to a good CV, I think, is to keep it fairly simple. Include anything that's very important, i.e. any GDS that somebody works on, which is often left out of CVs.
Every day at New Frontiers is a busy day. Currently we're receiving well over 1,000 CVs in application for the roles that we've got advertised. There's not all individual applications, some people obviously applying for more than one position. In 2015, we registered well over 1,000 roles, and for every third interview we set up, we place somebody into a new job. Works out approximately more than one person per day getting placed into a new job by New Frontiers, and it's a statistic that's carrying on in 2016, and I'm sure we're going to carry on and do better in the future.